audience. I know Chip and Service Dog Kazana are coming. I assume what you call it? No.
Amanda?
I'm having huh?
Amanda?
Yeah, I was having a brain fart.
I think so.
You think so? Yeah.
Says Juan is here. I don't see. I don't see any chat. Let me get on here and say hi. Just see. Oh, I see somebody now. Hello. Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Yolanda.
Yolanda, how are you?
Hi, everybody. I'm Rebecca. I'm Onni's mother, and this is Jennifer, Buster the cockatoo's mother.
I'm his mama.
Mommy. Mama. Does he say mommy or mama?
Yes, he calls me mama.
Oh, my goodness.
And over. It drives Ken crazy.
Hello, Amanda.
Oh, I think she had some, I guess they were on another one. Excuse me.
Oh, you're still in the meeting, Scott. Oh, gosh darn, I'm not going to see him forever then. Takes a long time. I'm not going to be flashed like I normally am.
Oh.
That's going to be nice not to have that distraction. So, would you bring the drink tonight?
Oh, I have water.
You have water?
Yeah, what do you have?
I have this stuff. It's Italian. It's Bartenura. And there's a little picture of Italy on it.
Oh, how neat.
Says it's Italian and 2020 product of Italy. Moscato. I like Moscato. It's really sweet, like grapes, refreshing. It doesn't taste like alcohol, and it's bubbly.
It's good stuff. Oh, cheers.
Cheers. Everybody get your stuff to drink. Hot cocoa, coffee, water, beer.
Yeah.
Tonight,
I think she had some technical difficulties, Service Dog, and it happened. It seems to happen to both of us, no matter which one of us are having a lot, it must be something to do more with going live together, because I don't have that much trouble just going live.
I always have to go in after we're done, and I'll see where it has other things up, and I got to delete them.
Yeah.
So it's no wonder people are clicking on them and can't find us at first. So today's topic, we're going to be talking about the wild birds and what they do during weather and catastrophes. And Jennifer thought of this, I guess, because of the ice storms and the snow. And we were just curious, if it's 4 below and pure ice coming down, how are they surviving? What do they do?
A lot of people were like, I know Service Dog had suggested a lot of things to do for the birds to help them. But I just wonder, even, there's birds that are in places where they don't have humans around to feed them. And it just made me wonder, oh, I can text both of them. Hang on.
A lot of the birds die without human intervention. It's just like, I forget what the percentage is, but I know if you feed them and help them, the percentage goes up dramatically.
Yeah.
But yeah. They find teensy crevices, and you'd be surprised what a bird could fit into. I had a bird feeder and it had a crack on the bottom. Well, the bird feeder eventually kind of rotted out. It was wood, and I unsecured it to throw it away, and there was a dead bird in there. And I can't imagine how. It was just a crack, but it fit under there, evidently, to escape the cold one winter.
Oh, yeah.
But they find, usually close to the ground, they'll find cracks in trees. They'll go into any kind of bushes that are like really, dense, and try to keep warm that way. They don't fly. I don't understand this, but they don't fly like away from snowstorms or out of the way or anything. They don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Um, also, I noticed right before our snowstorm, the birds were going crazy outside. I mean, my backyard was full of birds on the ground, and they were making these noises, and which I didn't get to look that up. I don't know if they're like trying to warn each other, like Snowmageddon is coming, Snowmageddon is coming. Um, but apparently, I mean, they looked to me like they were feeding, like they were just trying to eat
Yeah.
any and all that they could. And then once the snow started falling, I didn't see any of them. I didn't really see hardly any birds at all.
How do they
So,
live in these places where it snows and then the snow or ice stays because maybe, I don't know, it stays down in the 20s or below for like a week, so
mhm.
you can't get at the food. I don't understand how they survive that without food and water for days or more.
Yeah, yeah,
I couldn't find an answer to that.
I have no idea. I thought it was really interesting what you told me the other day to share with the class about the position of the bird feeders.
Oh, yeah, because they will go into birdhouses, and if they can fit in feeders, they will do that. If you, put up a birdhouse, the best direction to face it in is east. You're more likely to get birds to use it, and if they do happen to nest in a birdhouse that's facing, say, south, you could burn up the babies and everything. They could maybe not survive. And, I think it said don't face it towards the north because either the most wind comes that way or because it's just too dark and doesn't warm up. If you face them in the east, they get half a day warm sun and then shade the other half of the day. Now, I'm not sure why west wouldn't be that way, but I read it was face it east if you
Huh.
can.
Yeah, I had never heard of that. So that was really interesting to me.
When the birds hide in the snowstorms and other storms, they do go to certain positions. So the wind, like, they go behind trees and stuff where trees block the wind and
Hmm.
buildings. So I also looked up what do they do during other catastrophes and weather, like
Yeah.
hurricanes. Have you ever read what they do in
I
hurricanes?
haven't really read my it says they may flee, but or sometimes fly into the calm eye of the storm. Um, but they could get trapped that way.
They could get trapped that way. Sometimes they can ride it out and follow it till it dissipates enough for hundreds of miles, though,
Mhm.
and leave, but like you said, sometimes they can get trapped in there and it's just, they don't always survive it.
Mhm.
But they generally again, I couldn't believe this, they hunker down because I was like,
Yeah.
"Surely you see a hurricane coming, uh-oh, I better" no,
Mhm.
they do the same thing as a hard, hard rain, and they find somewhere really safe, and they hunker down and hope for the best.
That's what I was gonna say. I guess they just hope for the best, kind of like what we do. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I will say, like the before the hurricane and even before this last snowstorm, um, it really was like a calm before the storm. Like the night before the snowstorm, I had taken the dogs out late, and I mean, it was just you couldn't hear anything. It was just so like nothing was happening. It was eerily quiet in
Wow.
the woods and everything. It was crazy. And it was like that before the hurricane too. It was just a really weird vibe the night before the hurricane. So it was crazy. Well, excuse me. Sorry. I should say the the evening, I guess, before, because our hurricane came in the middle of the night. Um, but and I know a lot of animals were displaced because of the hurricane. A lot of not just birds, but coyotes and fox and just we used to have a fox that hung around here all the time, and I we haven't seen it in a long, long time. So after the hurricane, I don't recall. Now my neighbor said he has seen one, but this one used to taunt my dogs. It would get behind the shed, behind not in our yard, but behind the shed,
Yeah.
and it makes a noise. It just makes my dogs go crazy. It's like their form of barking. Um, but I haven't seen that one since the hurricane.
Birds really suffer after the hurricane and the tornado because it strips all the vegetation and all the berries, all their food is gone.
Mhm.
So I didn't know that till I read that today. So it's really helpful if you throw some food out there after the storms
Mhm.
through the week.
So I throw a lot of stuff over my fence too. Um, because Ken's like, please don't do that. Because South Carolina, there's a lot of mice here and like the mice and rats here are a big problem, and that has escalated since the hurricane as well, with all the trees down and all of that. But I always say I'm starting a food forest for somebody someday. But I throw all my avocado pits over, and I mean, which birds wouldn't eat those. I throw them so they go down into the ground so that hopefully it grows into a tree.
Yeah.
If I have a rotten lemon, I throw it over because the birds can use the peel or whatever, and then the seeds go down into the ground. All my grapes, any kind of fruit that goes bad goes over the fence for the critters. Um,
Aaron, they had a pool when she was young and they ate watermelon all the time out there. And they would spit the seeds and throw the rinds over their chain link fence into the, you know, area right there. And she says, sure as heck, every spring they had watermelon come
oh
up.
yeah. Hmm. Yep. I throw all that kind of stuff. Now I feed my watermelon to my chickens, and I'll have to do a video on it sometimes because they literally eat it completely down to the rind. Like you could see through the rind. It's so like the watermelon rind, the
Yeah.
outer layer of the skin, they'll eat it all. The seed, they eat everything. And it's just the funniest thing. They absolutely love watermelon. Um yeah, because I wish like Kroger would give me the ones that they're throwing in the trash because
Well,
my
when you're throwing all the organic, the food waste and everything into the forest, you're also feeding the squirrels, which feeds you because you can have squirrel gravy.
yeah.
So see how it comes around.
Oh, we got to get some tissues for Condo. He's going to start crying over the squirrel gravy. um, are you having trouble with trolls? Because she said to please go
No.
to subscriber only mode. I don't know if you can do that. Condo,
Oh,
you know how to make squirrel gravy now because I sent you the recipe.
yeah, I don't know how to go to only subscriber mode. Do you have to do that before you go live?
No, you do
No.
it once you go live, but you have to do it in YouTube Studio. I mean,
Mm,
you
I
might
don't
be
want
able
to
to do,
take the chance of going black.
yeah. Hang on. Let me look.
I'm just so scared. My phone's so finicky. Now, earthquakes, birdies fly to safety. They and what they do is they fly up in the air and they literally try to stay up in the air and also find, like, say, a giant field. If they have to land and stuff, and they
Mhm.
can sense long before earthquake happens. Buttons the cockatoo does this in California. He has a specific alarm, and like he can sense P waves and stuff before a quake hits,
Oh wow.
and
Interesting.
he shouts out a certain alarm. She's filmed it and put it on Facebook and everything.
Huh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, we've had a lot of deer in our front yard. Um, I catch them on my camera some. Condo said he had deer tracks on the front lawn this morning.
Yeah, I just saw
Rat
that.
crazy. I would be terrified to eat a rat, honestly, because so many people put out poison that
Yeah, yeah,
I
that's a
would be.
great point.
Mhm. I mean, I think
Yeah,
if you
Eric,
were.
Ani's still biting. Eric, Ani's still biting. Yeah. Sorry, I wanted to
Oh,
answer his
oh
question.
no, that's okay. Um, I'm trying to read some of the comments too. I mean, if I was like out in the wild, and you needed food, of course, but like here, but that's what we feed the squirrels because Ken said we may need them someday. Something happens, we've got food for plenty of time. Um, what
You
snapshot?
could you could also, if you resort to the squirrels, you could also save their fur.
Hmm.
Tanya Harding made a coat out of squirrel
Yeah,
fur.
I think that if, like I said before, I think if you're going to use an animal to feed yourself, you owe it to use everything, even if it's just the parts that you can compost.
Yeah,
I know we grew up deer hunting. We lived on deer meat all, most of the year, and they would keep
healthy.
the hides and make, most of our rocking chairs where we came from had a deer hide laying over it. But it's a way to not waste it. And some people would make coats out of them and things like that. But like I said, if you're going to take a life of an animal for consumption, at least use everything that you can from it. Yeah. Um, they go crazy around here when people deer hunt. They don't like it.
Yeah.
But the problem is what people some people don't realize is that, they there's an abundance of them and they oftentimes end up dying of starvation.
Yes.
And that's
Yeah.
really how that got started. So, oh, I know squirrels are our friends, but you know, I mean, again, where we grew up, we were 20 miles from a store. We did have like a little mom and pop shop, about 6 miles down the road, but we were 20 miles from town. Like we drove 30 minutes to get to a grocery store, and people people ate. We hunted and ate food. Like.
Well, think about this for every, when I was a little child, I was horrified about hunting. And then the internet came, and then Facebook came, and it was the Wild West. Any videos went up. And I unfortunately saw videos of farms,
Mhm.
and I can't repeat the things that I saw,
Mm.
and they'll scar me the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And so when I hear somebody hunts, I think, you just took out a deer, um, you had this whole life, free and
Mhm.
happy and healthy, and yeah, it suffered, but briefly. Whereas a cow, they're suffering their entire lives.
Mhm.
Now, I
Yeah.
don't know where, or like, I don't know when. One of the things they do that's not as bad as what I was seeing, it sounds horrific, but it wasn't as bad as the other things I saw, is the cows, they'll put a hole in the side of their bodies, and so they could reach in and get stuff out. That was at a farm, and they were showing that's not an uncommon, and I don't know what they were reaching for or what they were doing. So, I don't know, they do some pretty pigs, I think pigs and chickens have to be treated the worst.
Factory farming with chickens is disgusting. It is. It's absolutely disgusting. The poultry industry and the beef industry. So I don't eat. Well, I've been horrible here lately about but I don't eat a lot of red meat anyway, because I have high cholesterol. Um, and I have just gotten to where I don't like it. I don't like the I don't know what they're doing with it, but it tastes so different. And it
Mm.
just there's something different about it. Smells different. It tastes different. And I seldom I mean, I'll eat some chili here and there, but for the most part, and there for a while I really was eating vegan or vegetarian. Um, Mostly for my cholesterol. I don't have a problem, like, with I wish it could be different. I think the way that they're treated and raised and everything is mostly inhumane. So, yeah. We're making Condo sad, I think.
Okay, we'll change the subject, I guess. Is that the company I used to work for had an animal something going for a while, and they had holes in the cow's bodies to observe digestion.
Mhm.
Yeah, this farm, all the cows had them, and I don't know, they pull stuff out, and I don't know what it was for, and uh, I don't know how they ate, but farming when they have milk cows and they have baby cows, they put a thing on the baby cow's lip so they can't nurse. And the poor things are constantly trying and trying. And I don't know how they feed them, but they don't want them nursing off the mother.
Hmm. Yeah.
So there's a lot of cruelty in the pigs. I won't even start. And,
Yeah.
and the littlest things would make a big difference, like pigs aren't allowed in a lot of these places to lay down. Like New Jersey has it so that they're standing 24/7. That's how they sleep. That's how they give birth. That's how, they asked Chris Christie to pass a thing to change it. He wouldn't do it. So Temple Grandin with autism, she saw the way the cows were being treated.
I
She
love her.
vastly improved the industry
Mhm.
by making things kinder.
I love her. She's awesome. Yeah. Um, she's really awesome. Um, yeah, that's what I'm trying is more of a pescatarian type of thing. So, um, I know more and more people are moving away from like meat and things like that. So, Kondo said he wanted to talk about moonshine. I've never
Moonshine.
had moonshine.
Have you ever seen it being made or anything? You ever seen it still?
Um, I'm sure I have because I know people
Mhm.
that made it, but um, I I've never drank. I've always been afraid of it because if you make it wrong, you know. So we visited our cousin one time, and he had some delivered to his mailbox, and he was trying to get me to taste it. And I said, "I'll tell you what, a couple." You take a couple shots of it tonight, and if you ain't blind in the morning, I'll try it tomorrow. But then I didn't try it. I'm afraid of it. I really am. Um, I mean, if I guess I'd just take my chances and drink alcohol straight out of the bottle if I was that desperate. But yeah, I've never tried it. I've never ever had it.
You've never taken a sip of it?
No. I mean, like the stuff that they say is moonshine at the store, I've had that. But
Okay.
that's not real
You can
moonshine.
imagine it tastes if you actually were to
Tastes like
drink
corn.
rubbing alcohol,
Mhm.
I mean, it's that hurts that much and everything. So I don't know how people drink pints of it. And I only know that because I ride ATVs up on the mountain where there's people that they don't even have power and stuff. And they do make their own moonshine and bring it with them and stuff. So I've had that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy stuff.
Um, oh, you know what? I did taste a sip of it at my one cousin's because
Yeah.
yeah, I did. I've always been told that it tastes like corn, like it had a corn taste. And that just didn't sound good to me when it comes to alcohol. And she had taken some and put like um cinnamon sticks and cloves and she flavored it up, and then I did try a sip of it. But it is, whew, yeah,
It's
it's,
harsh. Yeah.
mm-hmm. Um, so, and I'm pretty much like anything. I like apple cider vinegar. I can shoot a shot of apple cider vinegar right now. And
Wow.
I used to make this stuff called fire cider. You ever heard of that? It's really good for your immune system. So when it would get to be flu season, about once a week, I'd take me a shot of fire cider that I make. You
Hmm.
take apple cider vinegar, the kind with the mother, and you put in like onions, um, garlic, like bulbs of garlic, like whole garlic, cloves, lemon, honey, and a couple other things, and you let that sit for a few weeks and you strain it. And whew, I'm telling you, um, it's heavy, but keeps you healthy. I also would use it to see like to as a tenderizer for meat. If you would put it in the
Oh,
meat,
yeah?
yeah, in your crock pot or whatever, it seemed like it tenderized it. So I would do that too. Yeah, I know my daughter can't stand it either. Amanda said she can't stand the smell of vinegar. I love it.
I don't yeah, I have the same reaction to vinegar, but then I had to get used to it because it's such a good natural cleaner.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I didn't wanna use bleach on animal cages, and I didn't wanna keep spending a fortune. I had so many animals on, Nature's Miracle and stuff. So, I'd get hot water with a little bit of vinegar and use that as a disinfectant and cleaner. And it's not so bad now. Used to be just if you opened a bottle, the smell of it just drove me nuts.
The vinegar I make, I use orange pills, and actually the last time I was cleaning some because I try to do it when Hannah's not around because it gives her like a headache. It makes her feel sick. But she had come out one day and she's like, "What is that? It smells good." And I said, "It's my orange vinegar." So that one doesn't bother her like the others, but because sometimes I'll make lemon, I'll put lemon skins in it. There's ways to kind of doctor it up, and then it's
There's
sounds.
some kind of cleaner people use for bird cages too, has the word orange in it. It's orange something. So I have to wonder if you mix orange with the vinegar and water, if that makes it even a better cleaner.
Well, any kind of citrus is good. Is it's known as a natural cleanser, and then it smells good as well. So you could use lime rind. You could, I use lemon. I use orange. I use all of that.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, and then I made some apple vinegar one time out of apple peels, but I just used it for my chickens. Apple cider vinegar, like I like to put a capful of it in my chickens' water. Just
Yeah, yeah.
keeps them digestively clean, they say. So I do that.
What do you
I
use
think
to clean your cages, your bird cages and all?
mostly like the vinegar.
Yeah.
Um yeah, or soapy water. It just depends on Dawn. Sometimes I just use Dawn because I know a lot of people don't like Dawn, but I have a septic tank, and so I have to be very careful about
Right
grease,
away.
yeah, and stuff. So I've always used Dawn with the
Us
soap.
too.
Hmm. Yeah, so sometimes I'll just use the Dawn because they were saying they changed the formula or something, not to use it anymore. But do your own research. But I've never had a problem. So yeah, but
I
I
use
do.
the vinegar and water. Um, if it where there's I use that overall, but on the grates where there's hardened poop, I
Mhm.
get out my natural enzyme cleaners like Nature's Miracle, spray it on there. You gotta wait for it to do its thing to break down the proteins. So while it's doing that, I clean with the vinegar and everything else, and then that poop just wipes right off with those enzymes with
Does
Nature's
it
Miracle.
really? Because I have to scrub a lot, with the
No,
vinegar.
you don't have to. I
Okay.
sit there. I spray it, and then what I do so it doesn't dry is I get a damp paper towel and I put it on top.
Oh, that's
And then
smart.
I go finish some of my other cleaning, and I give it about 5 minutes, and then it totally melts. It white because it's proteins, wipes right off, and you're not, like, over cleaning, scrubbing the coating on your cage. What are you laughing at?
Oh, Megan said she might just log off and go out a winner because she's number one.
Oh,
Yeah, because Condo, once he sees that, he's gonna. It's too late. I knew it. It's too late, Megan. Yeah,
I'm glad I didn't have anything in my mouth.
yeah. You would have spit that
What a
across the
waste
room.
of wine that would have been. Ooh.
Yeah, we can't waste that. That's
No, because it's gone. This is all I have left.
uh. That's what I'm eating
At
out of
least I
water down
finally
my.
found something I really, really like. Don't It doesn't taste like alcohol. Service dog Kazana told me about Moscato, and I had forgotten all about it trying these other wines. And I saw it in the store, and it's from Italy. It was on sale. I went, that's got to be better. It's from Italy. So,
That's funny. Yeah. Um. They have this one stuff they sell at Walmart. It's supposed to be champagne because I don't really like champagne, but it's something else. It's basically like bubbly. Um,
I
I'm
like bubbles.
can't remember. I'll have to find it and send you a picture of it because we back when I used to do photography, I used to be a second shooter sometimes for my friend, and we went to a wedding one time and they didn't have anything to drink but this champagne. And so that we didn't have any water or anything. So we had to drink champagne at this
Oh,
wedding because
geez.
we didn't have a choice. Um, and but it was really good, and I can't remember the name of it, but when I see the bottle, I always remember. Like I know that's the one it is. So
This is Amanda. This is. Let's see, what did you write? Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the stuff. That's Bar Bardenura. Bardenura, product of Italy, imported right from Italy. Moscato, something Italian.
they
I've never had it before. I've had a favorite wine now.
YouTube has changed some things, Condo, so that has to be a moderator mark. It is different. It used to look like a wrench, but for some reason they have it. To me, it looks like a sheriff's badge.
Yeah, it does. Looks like a
Yeah.
shield, doesn't it?
hmm Um, but yeah,
Hmm.
yep.
The
That's what.
wrench never made sense. That kind of doesn't make sense either. So I don't know what would make sense, but they need to figure out something.
Yeah, and they're well, and then I think their name is Blue as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's funny on my live, some people's names show up green.
Oh,
And
really?
when it shows up green, it actually the way it sticks out, I see the comment better. Like I
Hmm.
almost always see Amanda and service dogs, um, what they say because the blue sticks out.
Yeah.
So everybody else's is just like a white and it's
Yes.
kind of dull. So sometimes I miss a lot of those, but when those blue ones pop out at me, and I usually see them. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and they oh no, they were I think the wrench was blue. But yeah, I don't know about what wasn't green. I must have missed something.
Poor Megan's number 2. How can she get number 1 now? If she just talks more? Or
No,
how's that work?
she would have to she would have to do a what do you call it?
Donation?
Super chat more than Condo
Super
did.
chat thing.
hmm
Oh my goodness.
She would
What
have to
happens if
do
nobody donates anything? Then how do you get the crown then?
what is
'Cause
it?
if,
I'm
if nobody has donated, how did they get number 1
they're
crowns
just
then?
they're the top person in the chat. They're the ones chatting the most. Um So, oh, night, Pam. Thanks for being here.
Oh, Pam. Okay.
Maybe the green is people who are members. Megan, are you a member on my channel? It might be that. Um, Also, Megan sent me some questions and I've got them highlighted. I'm going to start typing
Good.
them out and emailing them. That way it's more in a
Yeah,
man.
didn't Yolanka send you questions or topics or something?
I think she sent you and I both before. She has.
A long
She,
time ago, but I thought you
yeah.
said she had sent more or something.
I think that Megan sent some. I think it was Megan.
Okay.
She sent questions, right, Megan?
Okay.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, that's how the crayon type thing. That's how that works. Actually, I have her questions right here. If we could probably go over a couple of them.
Yeah, let's do it.
Um, if I can see them, because I printed them and they're really. Oh, here's one I thought was really interesting. Hang on a second. Sorry. She asked a question about, like, say you adopt a bird, rescue a bird, um, like, how do you feel about previous owners visiting birds? And I thought that was a really good question. Um, so for me on that one, that would depend on how the situation of why you took the bird. Um, like, I'm fortunate enough. I don't, the lady who has Percy, I consider a friend of mine. We don't live far away. And that was part of my thing about it. Like, can I still see him? And she doesn't mind that at all. But in the situation with Earl, I don't think I just wanted to close that door, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's a
and
good point, depending on their history with the previous owner. If it
hmm
wasn't that great, kind of want to close that door and,
hmm
let them start fresh and have a new life.
hmm I
Yeah.
think I think also could be really super hard if they were super bonded to someone.
Yeah, I don't that's the thing. Like, what if Buster or Ani had to go somewhere? Would it be best to just not see them? Or
Yeah.
would it be beneficial to see them a lot so they know you didn't
Yeah.
just leave them, or would it upset them more?
Right. Or if they saw them, would they go back into like a start all over period?
Um,
How would that? So that was something I wasn't real sure about. Now, I follow a channel what they take in birds and they're in South Carolina actually. They have a bunch of birds, but they also raise other animals too, like exotic, like these really like rare goats, and I think they got a couple camels. They've got all kinds of stuff. And they took in, I want to say it was a macaw, and the macaw was super bonded to the lady, and she does come and see him about once a year. And they said he gets really excited when he sees her. They allow it, and they've never said anything like it gets depressed after or whatever. But I don't know, that would be a big concern for me,
Now
that
it's gonna make me curious to ask some shelter moms about
mhm,
that,
yeah.
you know?
Now, I know I did see a story the other day, and this is one of the things that reminded me of her asking that question. Um, there's a gentleman that has, I don't remember what rescue it is, but it was on Facebook, and a gentleman had two, the yellow, is that greater sulfur? A
Mhm.
lesser or greater. It was a sulfur cockatoo, and he has Parkinson's, and I think he's had him their whole life, and he had to relinquish them to a sanctuary because he could no longer care for him, but he came to see them, and it was really sweet. But I wonder about, like I said, that made me wonder, like, I wonder how they're going to be for the next few days. I've said many times Buster won't hardly drink water. Like, when we go away, whoever's watching him, they have to spritz him with the mister. to make sure he drinks enough water. He won't hardly eat or drink water when he's not here.
I guess if you choose to do the visiting thing with a cockatoo, it would have to be like a religious thing. Like you wouldn't be able to just all of a sudden, well, I'm not going to show up for so many weeks and then go back at it. Cause I know Ani is on a schedule. He knows what days Scott is supposed to be home in the morning. He
Mm-hmm.
knows. And if Scott's not home that morning, he acts out against
Yeah.
me.
Buster gets really weird. Even like, for example, Ken is off Monday, and so he'll it'll be kind of weird for him. He'll be weirded out about it, um, and then he'll kind of act up for a couple days, or the days when Ken sometimes has to into work late, and he knows they learn the schedule. Um, oh, okay, sorry, Amanda said. I'll get that next, Amanda. But it puts him really off schedule. Even Earl, kind of, um, or if I accidentally hit snooze on my morning alarm for 15 minutes, they'll have an off day. I really try hard to keep them on a schedule, but
How
um,
does Megan do a sticker? How do you do that?
I
Who do
was
you
up.
think?
Well, it might
What?
be. Is it an emoji or is it one of those things
Oh,
you might
maybe
be?
she'll answer us if it's an emoji. She just kind of was able to.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm able to do it where I don't know if I can watch it on here. Somebody had asked a while ago about what to feed the wild small birds outside. I don't know exactly. I know, is that called saffron? The little tiny white. I know that's good for them. They say,
Those are nice if you don't want blackbirds to hog and take over. They don't
"Mm,
like it for some reason. So they tell you to use that, and squirrels are far less apt to eat it too.
hmm, I bet my
So
squirrels would eat it. They'll eat anything. I'm not. Mm-hmm. But I mean, they do sell all kinds of different wild bird feed. Um, you
well,
feed
we
them.
had some last week. Remember, you had said like little cracked corn
Yeah,
can
I
be
like
good
I like to get them corn for in the winter
in the
because
winter.
it warms them up. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad I brought that up too because I liked knowing that I was right about that because I've always been told that, but it was more specific to chickens. But they feed it to deer in the winter too. So I'm
Hmm.
like, it has to be broader than just chickens. So yeah.
And
Oh,
Condo on here can tell you how to make like a what is it, suet sweet with your own like kitchen
mhm,
grease for
mhm.
birds
So
outside.
I also throw my chicken or my I discard my grease over the fence as well because the birds can eat it. It's good for them. And I got a lot of flack over that one time. I had posted that on my Facebook, and I was actually a family member was like, "That's bad for them. You don't want to give them grease." And I'm like, "No, they need that high fat. They need
Yeah.
that soot." But I used to make my own. I years ago a store called Save a Lot. Um, they gave away beef soot, and then you could render
Oh,
it down and then make like really nice little bird, you know, feed and
yeah.
stuff, put seeds in it and stuff. And I used to do that. And then they started selling it, of course. But yeah, I do. I put my trailer park. Oh, are you saying I'm trailer trash? I own it, girl. I don't know if that's what she means, but I own it. I grew up in a trailer most of the time.
Trailer park Jen.
Yeah.
Trailer
um,
park Jen.
but it is really good. It is good for them. They need that high amount of fat. Um, I'm gonna get me a. I'm gonna have a shirt made that says "Trailer Park Jen." I might even put trash.
Trailer park
Below it.
Jen.
Yeah, with a trash can below it. Um, I don't like to waste anything. I really don't like to waste things. Um, and so I like to compost and feed the critters or anything you can give back to nature. You should.
I
Good.
read smearing peanut butter on the bark of a tree, birds will eat that, but I imagine anything would. I imagine a squirrel would find that and it would take them 3 minutes and it's
Oh
gone.
yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know about that.
Yeah. Um, well, I even throw out like when Earl eats his seed, the sunflower seed or whatever, I
Yeah.
even throw them out just in case it can just compost or something if
Yeah.
some can
Yeah.
eat it. Yeah. Or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I can be Trailer Park Jen and
The
Rebecca
peanut
can
butter
be
freezes.
we gotta do a Trailer Park Jen,
Becky Jean thing.
Becky Jean episode. We'll have to do one on your channel and one on mine. Now, what you do with these here rotten grapes is,
Yeah. Look at my camo.
we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that soon. We'll have to come up with
Becky
this.
Jean has to have a big gaudy. Do you know when I was trying to move to Tennessee, and we're trying to decide between Knoxville and here. At that time, things are way different now. You were talking almost 40 years ago. Um, we came in here, Knoxville, we go up there. Well, everybody's all dressed nice. I go in the mall, hardly anybody, like usually when you have a little infant baby, people smile at you where they smile at the baby. There was none of that.
Mhm.
Everybody was dressed nice. It was very unfriendly, and I was really kind of depressed. Then I had to spend a day here in Chattanooga, and it wasn't as pretty. But we go into this Burger King, and there's this girl there, and her hair is like this, and it's like a fountain, just like that. And that's how she went to work. "Hi, how you doing?" And, and I'm just like, "I wanna be here."
Yeah.
Because I will feel, like I can wear and do anything I like, and it was
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
I think the difference is it's more mountain people here.
Yeah. Mountain
And
people
I
are.
think it's more southern kind of in Knoxville. I
It,
really do.
it's
And
funny.
transplant.
Yes. It's funny. My friend of mine and I were talking. They're in the process of adoption, and they were interested in a couple kids, and they come from the mountain area and they had been severely abused. um, so I find it to be 50-50 almost in the mountain areas. They're always friendly typically, but a lot of them have secrets. um,
Really?
yeah. Yeah, I notice a lot more abuse in those areas, but people don't always talk about it. Um, but which is really sad. But yeah, there was these kids had been severely abused. Yeah. So ask me what Amanda said. Ask Jennifer. I don't know. Oh yeah,
What?
listen, Amanda is totally dedicated to feeding birds. So everybody give Amanda a little clap. When she had the ice storm, I don't know if you
Mhm.
want to type it. If I make a mistake, Amanda, correct me. When she had the ice storm, she couldn't get her door open to feed her birds and squirrels. She went hillbilly on us all, and she cut her screen. Like the screen. She opened her window and cut the screen to feed her critters outside. That's dedication. Yeah. Um, what do you feed in the Bass
That
Pro?
that's wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Amanda, wow.
Yeah. I've never been to Bass Pro Shop. I'm going to be honest. I've never been to one.
So if that naked guy comes back in his pickup truck and
Oh,
does
yeah.
cannonballs into the
I
bass fish
haven't got
tank.
to see that yet. You told me about that. Um, yeah, no, I haven't. I've never been to Bass Pro. I've been to Tractor Supply.
Bass Pros, like upscale redneck stuff. It's hard to
Mhm.
describe. They're really nice places, and you can find anything there. There's like choices. If you want overalls to hunt in, you're going to have half a floor to choose from. Top
Yeah.
quality stuff. If you want Crossbow. If you want a crossbow, this isn't when the zombies come. That's what that's for.
Oh,
That's
I
when the
don't have,
zombies come.
you want to see my bow?
And
I'll be right
if
back.
they have endless choices of bows, crossbows. So it's really neat. You can get really great boots and
Here's
shoes.
mine.
And
It's
you
handmade.
have a recurve.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I got it. Actually, I got this for free. A teacher had died, and they sold his house, and he made this in Appalachia. He taught shop,
You
and he
made
had
it.
made this. Yeah, he made it. I don't have a string, but anyway, it's pretty cool. Um, yeah, and his wife sold the house, and there was a bunch of stuff that she didn't take with her, and the realtor needed it all cleaned out, so I went and cleaned it out, and I kept that because I thought that was really cool, and my kids had really liked him. But Ken always had like a crossbow. Well, he didn't have a crossbow. What's the other one? Where the drawstring one,
Oh, okay, recurve compound.
compound. But
Yeah.
I think crossbows are good for protection.
Is there is there a is there a Bass Pro any drivable distance from you?
I think there's one like far into Augusta. I think. I think it might be around the Costco.
Go see one. They're so nice.
I've
And
never been to one. Yeah,
there's
I
two
haven't.
stories, and they have a coffee shop. One of them we went to had a little restaurant in it, and there's one somewhere that claims it has a tiny bowling alley.
Oh wow.
So, and it's got the giant tank that has the bass in it for you to look at.
I mean, I've seen like videos of them and stuff. I've never been. I don't like big places. Like
Oh, really?
I I get really overwhelmed.
Oh,
Um,
well, then
I
maybe it's not for you.
I think that
So,
I don't even like to go to the mall. I
so
because
it might
I
not
guess
be for you then.
yeah.
I like feeling open, like,
Hmm. I like feeling
so
open, like outside in the woods or something. Yeah,
with the squirrels.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I get a little. Yeah, I don't like great big. I don't even like to shop other than like yard sales and Goodwill. Like that's more of a hunt for me,
I don't
like
like shopping, period.
yeah.
Unless
Um,
I'm gonna get something specific and I'm excited about it, if it takes me all day to find exactly what I want, that's
mhm.
fine, and I love doing that, but any window shopping, no. Grocery shopping, no. None of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
They're
so,
still talking about zombies.
they're
You
talking
gotta
about
hit them
like
in the head. You gotta hit them in the brains.
yeah,
Or cut
yeah,
their heads off. Well, even if you cut their heads off, and Service Dog will attest to this, the head will stay alive because there's the brain, and you
yeah.
have to listen to them yap.
What's this? What
What?
is it? What if you do? What are you killing and they still yap?
A zombie.
Oh, a zombie. Yeah. Well, see, a snake. Supposedly, if you chop the head off a snake, it
Yeah.
can bite till sundown, and it's still poison them until sundown.
Ooh.
That's what I always was told. And I'll tell you another secret: if you're in the woods and you have copperheads, and
Mhm.
there's a whole big mess of them, you're going to smell an overwhelmingly scent of cucumber. And this is true. I'm not lying to you. Ken was in the woods. I always told Ken that, and he laughed at me. He thought that was the funniest thing he ever heard. And him and his buddy were night hunting, and he came home. He said, "I owe you an apology." He said, "We got in this area where there was a bunch of down trees," and he said, "All of a sudden," he said, "it smelled like I was in a cucumber patch, like somebody was just cutting up cucumbers."
Wow.
They had gotten to a copperhead, a mess of them. Like, so he's like, "We got to get out of here." So yeah.
Would certain snakes have an odor? Because I saw on TV where a young couple bought a house and it started to reek. They tried everything, they couldn't figure it out. It was almost like coming up out of the floors, and they had people come out, they couldn't find it. It got so bad they had to move out, and they couldn't sell it because of the stench. They finally figured out what it was. You're not gonna believe what it was. It was the most massive garter snake nest that
Mhm.
you can imagine, and garter snakes do smell.
A
So,
lot of them do. Mhm.
yeah, like if you upset them and all. And so this and that's what it was. That's
I
what it
have
was.
I had friends that raised snakes in their basement, and they, like, sold and traded them and stuff,
Yeah.
and I couldn't stand to go over there because of the smell.
Ah,
It had a funk smell. Yeah. Um, so I couldn't believe
the
I
funk is a good description.
hmm?
Funk is a good
Mhm.
description.
I
Now, if
can't
you
even
have just
describe.
like one type of, if you have a python of some sort, like a constrictor, and you just have one or two, there is no odor. I've
Yeah.
noticed. But garter snakes have an odor, pine snakes have an odor. A lot of them, different ones do.
Mhm. Yeah. I'm terrified of snakes. I'm absolutely terrified of snakes. Like I said, I got chased by one as a kid. I don't remember it, but my dad always told me that was why, you know.
Same
Uh,
thing happened to me with a spider, and I've never gotten over it.
yeah.
Chet
Yeah.
tried to do Chet worked in a zoo, and, one of his favorite things he took care of was a tarantula named Rosie, and she shedded, and he said, "Mom, I'm gonna bring it home, the shed, so you get used to seeing it and all." It didn't work. Did
Yeah.
not work.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm terrified of them. I'm absolutely terrified of them. So yeah. Um, I want to see, you'll have to do a video of Becky Jean trying to make a food forest.
Make a what?
A food forest. Just like throwing avocado pits over a fence or something.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Uh,
For
that's a food
trailer park.
forest. That
Uh,
sounds like something for Trailer Park Jen.
yeah. We'll have to do a live where I teach Becky Jean how to make that their food forest.
That there food forest.
Yeah.
Well, any questions before we
Yeah.
go?
It's time
We're
to go.
57 minutes
And hi,
in.
Kay. Thank you for stopping by. Um, so 2 weeks will be on my channel. So maybe we'll get some more Megan's questions.
Yeah,
Um, I'm not having my regular live tomorrow. There's a small chance I'm going to have one Friday afternoon, but I think I'm going to have one on Monday sometime. Um, but yeah, it's been kind of a hectic week here. So, um, yeah, but yeah, does anybody?
no questions? Well, happy hump day, everybody. Look at
Yeah.
the hearts. Aw.
I don't know how many hours, but every day in February we gain more light. I can't remember the hours of it, so I'm very excited.
I celebrate the solstice in December. You know why? Because from that day on, it gets a little bit lighter outside.
Mhm. Yep.
So that keeps me going.
Yeah. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up but there was like all these hours of light happen in February. And I was like, ooh. 'Cause yeah, I'm tired of the darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Amanda and Service Dog, for moderating.
Thank
Um,
you. I'm going to go check out the monks. They made it. They're done. They made it to DC. I want to check out. They say a lot of nice things. I like
they're
watching
sweet. I
and
like
listening
them.
to them.
I want to check on I'm really into the Nancy Gruth. Sorry if
Yeah,
I
you need to keep up with that. See what's
yeah.
going on.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep up with that. So thanks you guys for being here. We'll see
That's
you
it.
in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Rebecca.